Today we're going to talk about how to source rent-to-rent deals or any other property deals for that matter, as this works with all different strategies. Hello and welcome to the Property Unleashed YouTube channel. My name's Mark Fitzgerald and it's fantastic to have you joining me here today. So, how do we source these deals? How do we get into property? How do we make sure that we're finding the best deals? Today, I'm going to cover that. But before I start, if I can help you in any way with my free tools and resources, please look in the comments and the descriptions below and help yourselves to anything that may help you. We have a deal analyzing spreadsheet. We have a 10-step guide of how to start your own rent-to-rent business. And we also have some other bits and bobs. These tools and resources change all the time, so get them while you can. And also, if I can help you in any way with any of your property investing, please reach out to me or leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will always get back to you and do my best to help you. So now let's cover the 5 major sourcing components when doing rent-to-rent deals. Number 1, let's start with the easy one, a one that gets a lot of hassle, it gets a lot of grief. People say it doesn't work, it's an old method, it's the landlord letters. If you are not sending marketing letters, postcards or brochures, you are missing a trick. You need to be having this going on in the background. Yes, it does take time. It takes time to build up momentum, but it's a great source for finding deals. It is so cost effective. People don't like it because they have to spend a bit of money out, but you get that first deal. As soon as you've got that first deal, this is paying for itself. Have this working for you in the background. Once this is set up, it is a system that you can use. Use a company that can send your letters out for you once they have the template, and make sure that you're consistently and persistently sending out marketing letters, postcards, or whatever else you want to be sending out. As I say, if you're not doing this in the background, then you are really missing a trick. Why not be a proper business when setting up in rent-to-rent and make sure that you're marketing to everything, make sure that you're hitting all of the areas that you need to hit to make sure that you're doing the best job you can possibly do. So at number 2, we want to be going into our local Facebook group. So we want landlord, we want property investing Facebook groups that cover our area. So what you'll normally find is on LinkedIn, particularly on Facebook, you'll find areas where there's rooms to rent and people will advertise. Go on there, see who's renting rooms, see who's struggling to rent rooms, and reach out to them. At the end of the day, if you're doing rent to rent, you're offering a service and you want to rent somebody's rooms. You want to rent somebody's properties, remember. So you're not hassling anybody. You're not giving anybody grief. You're just asking them if they'd like to rent their property or their rooms to you. Okay, so make sure you're reaching out on social media. Do it in as polite a manner as possible. If somebody doesn't want you to contact them again, then just say, fair enough, thank you very much, sorry for your time, and move on to the next one. But go out there with the right message and also be consistent and persistent in that approach as well. So number 3, we're going to be going in, we need to be going in and we need to be talking to letting agents. Yes, we do need to be doing face-to-face visits when we can, and also ringing them up on a potentially every 2-week basis. You can leave it a bit longer depending on the stock, depending on the turnaround of properties that they're having. If they're a bit of a slow mover of a company and you've rang up talking about a couple of properties and then obviously it's taken a bit longer for them to update anything on their websites, then maybe you can hold off on it. But really you want to be speaking to them every couple of weeks, seeing if you can help them until they say no. Until they say, no, we don't do this, we cannot use your service, move on to the next one and the next one and the next one. Don't keep handing the same one. Try and have a handful of letting agents that you're speaking to, that you're trying to build the rapport up with, that you're trying to move forward with. And then just, again, be polite, be consistent, persistent in the right manner. And at the end of the day, if you can get 1 or 2 or 3 properties through a letting agent, or you can just start working with a letting agent, then you could be onto a source of deals all the time and the world could be your oyster. So another fantastic source of deal finding is through letting agents. So make sure that you're not cutting yourself short by not dealing with letting agents because you feel uncomfortable about it. It can be uncomfortable, it can be nervous. Push through the nerves, get yourself out there, know what to say, as we do with my Rent to Rent Business Builder program. All my students have the scripts. They know exactly what to say. They know how to position themselves when they're talking to landlords, when they're talking to agents. If you're interested in this, then please reach out to me and we'll see if we can get you on board and give you all the tools and resources you need to push your rent to rent business forward. Okay, number 4 is often overlooked. It's networking. Okay, your network is your net worth. Get out there and meet people. And what do I mean by that? Well, get yourself to the property networking events, but also get yourself up to business events as well. Go and meet other property investors, but go and meet other business owners. There's a lot of business owners out there who have property, because if you've got a good business and you're making good money, you want to put that money into assets. A lot of the time they put it into property. So get out there and see who's got a need, see who's got a bit of a portfolio maybe behind them. You just don't know who you're going to meet, or who you're going to meet that knows somebody else who might want to meet you or use your services. So get out there, network with people, and make sure that you're the go-to person in your network for looking after rooms, for taking on serviced accommodations, if whatever strategy that you're choosing to do. But your management business, your rent to rent business, is the business that people want to be approaching and people want to be working with. And lastly, it's really just telling everybody. Do you know what I mean? So we could say networking is number 4. Number 5, it really is just telling everybody. Have a social pitch, is what, an elevator pitch. In 20 seconds, be able to say exactly who you are, the service that you offer, and how you can help to anybody. If you're stood in a supermarket queue and somebody's chatting to you, tell them what you do. Tell them the service that you offer. Do they know anybody that could use that service? Scream it from the rooftops if you so choose to. But make sure your family, your friends, your network, your work colleagues, if you can do, everybody knows what it is that you do, the company that you have, and how you can help people. And then be the go-to guy or girl in your area by telling everybody, I've started a business, I'm doing this, I'm looking after properties for serviced accommodation, for holiday lets, or I'm looking after them for HMO landlords to take the hassle and pain away. Make sure everybody's clear on exactly what it is you do, and make sure that you're out there doing it and telling everybody. And also make sure that whatever you're telling people, you can do. Don't lie about anything. Go out there and say, this is the service that we offer, and don't try and fudge that service into making a deal happen, because it'll end up being the wrong deal. But if people come to you, even if you can't help them, you can point them in the right direction. And I'm a massive believer in what goes around comes around. If you help others, that help will come back to you tenfold, probably in the way of some good deals. So to just summarize this video, what I would say is make sure you've got a brand, make sure you've got a logo, make sure you're set up as a business, make sure you've got some product to hand out, i.e. business cards, flyers, anything that really makes you look like a professional business. You can have some brochures if you so choose. Or you can just have some postcards with everything that you do. If you can put them up anywhere, if anybody can take them to their works, put them in their canteens or anything like that, you can use these to attract tenants when you've got the properties, but also you can do these to see if anybody has a property that they're having trouble with. Make sure that you're polite in whatever it is you do, and you respect people if they say they don't want to hear from you anymore. Even if somebody rings you up with a really bad attitude, really not happy that you've contacted them in some way, just be very polite, be the bigger person, and remember, just move on. What goes around comes around. Leave them. They're not the person you want to be working with right now. Move on to the next person, because they may be the person that needs your service, that needs your help. And again, just make sure everybody knows the service that you offer and how you can help them. Okay, I hope this video's helped you today. We also have the Property Unleashed podcast, so do go on to any of the podcast platforms, you'll find it on there. Support the channel, subscribe and share if you've liked this, and also do check out the free resources and contact me if you have any problems. We put videos out every week, so I shall see you again next week. If not, through the other videos. Bye for now.